My 50 cents worth on the private property market for 2024. Hello everyone, this is yet another episode of PocketView Insights. My name is Clinton and I hope you guys are enjoying the content so far. If you do, you know the drill, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you have been following, you'll notice that I always preach this one thing: do not time the market. So doing this video is kind of going against my principle.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
But if I really have to do it, then here are my predictions for the private market for year 2024, simplified version. Short answer, stagnant market with a high chance of slight market correction. Long answer, massive oversupply of private properties obtaining TOB that will put pressure on selling and renting prices, causing a spillover effect to the rest of the market. Firstly, the property markets are driven by macro and micro dynamics. I'm not going to talk much about macro factors like global economic news because no one has a clear idea of what's going to pan out. And if our market is solely judged on that aspect, we would definitely not have seen a 20% increase in price index since COVID. I would today instead focus more on micro factors that forms my opinion of 2024. 2 points. Number one, supply. Because COVID disrupted life for about 2 years, many of the newer developments have started collecting keys starting from the beginning of this year, accelerating all the way to Q3 where we are right now, and should continue its pace for the next year. I'm going to read out very quickly the projects. Here it goes. Japanese Treasure, Avenue South Residences, Riverfront, Affinity Normanton Park, Cambridge Residences, the M Condo, Copa, Sky Everton, Florence Residences. Sounds like I'm rapping, right? To collect keys in the next 12 months, Leiden Green, Park Clementes, Amber Park, Coastline, Here Holland, Midtown Bay, Midtown Modern, Mayor, Mansion. I'm pretty sure I missed a few, but mind you, that is a lot of properties. When there's so many suppliers out there looking to rent and potentially sell, do you think it's easy for rents to continue rising and for prices to move higher? Maybe, but very, very unlikely. Now, everyone knows that interest rates are still high. Floating is averaging about 3.8% and fixed rates are about 3%. Well, when the rents are super high in 2022, that was a joy for almost all landlords. But when there's so much pressure on competition on rental, the rates are finally dropping, and the reality is it is dropping fast, averaging between 3.5 to 4% gross returns. Suddenly, the advantage of holding on to property that gets you very positive returns is looking less attractive. And don't forget, because competition is so great and there's also the likelihood of the unit staying empty for about 2 to 3 months due to defects check, more landlords might potentially want to cash out on capital gains and get out of the stressful situation. Now, that is a perfect recipe for price to drop or even stay flat, because this is how the simple dynamic of supply-demand influencing prices are going to be. But hey, maybe I'm wrong after all, and might have eggs thrown on my face 1 year later doing a prediction for 2025. Who knows? That's why it's called an investment, and every investment carries risks. However, I'm pretty confident that the oversupply will be an issue for the year ahead. It's like if the government tells you that there will be a huge supply of COE quotas coming out, will the prices likely fall or keep going up? I mean, whatever it is, you know the COE prices will stay high lah. But I think you got what I mean, right? Second point, lackluster land bids for government land sales. I know your agents will always tell you that the cost of land will only just keep going up and up and up. Well, they have been right until only recently. Jalan Tembusu site selling at 18% lower than the Tembusu Grand site. Consecutive plots of lands at Lentor selling at under 1,000 per square foot per plot ratio, to name a few. Yes, there has been a change of URA rulings that started in June this year, where there's a harmonization of floor area definition by various government agencies, but that alone shouldn't have that much effect to that extent. Hence, a drop in land bid gives you a sneak peek of what the developers' risk appetites are, and that is not looking that good. And it's only natural. Why? Because you cannot expect Singapore property prices to just keep going up and up and up, right? There has to be some pause to it, otherwise the rise would fall out of line with income increases. So a pause equates to stagnation. Third point, higher ABSD for second property buyers and foreigners. Okay, by default, we are already seeing lesser of locals and PLs paying ABSD for second property. But the 60% ABSD on foreigners for any purchase kind of drops a hammer blow on the CCR market, dominated loosely by them. and accompanied with the fact that there is lesser washing money, I believe you will see more deals happening for the high-end luxury market. And what would be the support for a soft landing? 2 points. Number one, immigration policies. You know, I know that Singapore thrives on human capital. The more people coming in, the competition for space and price will continue to rise. One finding it too expensive to live in Singapore and leaves, a quota opens up and is quickly filled up. And that's how it rolls, whether we like it or we don't. So this is demand. Second point, high HDB prices. This to me is the number one reason why private property is as expensive as it is right now. If you think hard about it, with almost every single flat owner who bought a flat before COVID sitting on at least 200 to 300k or more in profits, their aspiration to upgrade to the private segment is going to be super easy. Most of the HDB upgraders' incomes usually support the move, but most of them lack the capital to do so. But these high HDB prices solve this problem because the sizable profits accompanied by years of paying down will allow them to do so comfortably. Also, a lot of owners already know that government intentions is to moderate flat prices. When the intent is so clear, many of them will want to take that opportunity to climb up the social ladder and buy something that will probably hold more value in the years to come. So with the points mentioned, I conclude my predictions that the year 2024 would be a bearish market. It will come as a huge surprise if prices continue to climb. But remember, I'm never an advocate of timing the market because trying to predict the market is as good as trying to time it. I can give you a beaten down market and you can still buy the wrong things. Likewise, I can give you a bloated market and you can still make good money. Ultimately, what you buy matters more than when you buy. If the right property with the right QPE presents itself, what's QPE? Link on the description, then you are still safe on the longer run. If you're also unsure what is safe or what your directions should be, just reach out to me. And until our next video, this is PocketView, signing out.